Tonight on Wrestle WreMarks, the news wire is stacked. The road to Clash in Italy is red hot, and WWE gave us one of those weeks where every single show felt like somebody was lighting a different fuse.
Reigns and Jacob made tribal combat official. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi are talking like one of them might not survive Italy, and Jade Cargill just pinned Rhea Ripley days before the championship rematch.
Plus, with Logan Paul injured, Austin Theory is crashing out. Cody Rhodes has Gunther breathing down his neck, and NXT is pure chaos. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, marks of all ages, welcome back to the Wrestle WreMarks. It's Chris here.
And I'm Pat.
And you already know what time it is.
Oh, it's time.
It's time.
It's
Newswire time. Now let's get into one of the biggest stories coming out of this week. We have to start with the business side of things because this is not just backstage drama. This is courtroom drama. Vince McMahon, Ari Emanuel, Triple H, Nick Khan, Mark Shapiro, and potentially Stephanie McMahon are all connected to the upcoming trial over WWE's merger with UFC to create TKO.
This is a serious witness list that is not just one or two names getting mentioned. It's basically the power structure of modern WWE and TKO.
Exactly. Shareholders are suing over the merger, alleging that Vince manipulated the sale process in a way that allowed him to stay involved despite the allegations and controversy surrounding him at the time. They're also claiming that WWE rejected potential better offers for shareholders in favor of the Endeavor deal because that path would keep Vince in power.
And that's why this matters beyond just wrestling gossip. This is about how one of the biggest deals in wrestling history actually came together.
Right. Fans remember the merger announcement. They remember WWE and UFC becoming TKO. They remember headlines, the stock talk, the corporate language. But now it's basically just asking, was that whole process clean? They were also accused of using Signal app and using their auto delete feature, so all their messages would be automatically deleted because they had a whole text chain with each other apparently. Not entirely sure exactly what everything's going on there, but this is one to watch.
Yeah, and when Vince McMahon is involved, that is always going to get attention.
That it is. The trial is set to begin in Delaware on June 8th, and it will be decided by a judge, not a jury. WWE and TKO are not named as defendants directly, but on how this plays out, depending on how this plays out, there will be major financial consequences, I would imagine. So while WWE is heading into Clash in Italy on screen, behind the scenes, one of the biggest corporate wrestling stories are unfolding as we speak.
Yeah.
Now, let's go into some of the television talk this week because we just teased this. Logan Paul has been announced as injured. It was a torn bicep. This happened at Saturday night's main event during the tag team match against the Street Profits, where Angelo Dawkins went for, it was a
springboard.
Front flip, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think it was like into a powerbomb. Unless he...
No, I think he was just trying to hit him, and Logan, was just in the wrong position.
Yeah, something went wrong there.
There was some kind of miscommunication, and it looked like it hurt, man.
Yeah, both of them, really,
Yeah. So WWE announced that he suffered that torn tricep on Raw, and that they still retain, so many people were like, well, what's going to go on with the tag championship?
Yeah, and first off, that stinks. You never want to see somebody hurt, even though they were trying to fire this guy. You know, that's per se. But we can admire Logan Paul due to his injury. Hope he can have a speedy recovery. Even if the character is supposed to be annoying, which he kind of is.
I mean, my kid was happy.
I'm sure.
I told Ashton, I said, oh yeah, dude, you missed it. Logan Paul got hurt the other day. Yes! I was like, oh, jeez. But yeah, you never root for an injury. Apparently my kids do. Terrible. But from a storyline standpoint, this created a huge shift because the big question was what happens to the World Tag Team Championships. And of course, Paul Heyman always has an answer for that.
Of course he does. He's the wise man. He's the greatest manager of all time. Greatest promoter of all time. Second to Vince McMahon. Heyman revealed that the contracts were written so that the Vision are the tag team champions.
Yeah, so instead of vacating it, Breakker will step in and be his new partner. You may call it the New Day rule. You know, remember that's when we first started seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah. It used to be the Freebirds rule, but you know, times change. This is such a Heyman hula hoop, but it also makes sense.
Yeah. Heyman is always 10 steps ahead. That's how he's always been. But what I like most was what this did to Austin Theory. Theory went from cocky champion to just an emotional wrecking ball. He was so thankful he clinged on to Heyman like for dear life. And then he lost his crap later on in the night. He attacked Joe Hendry for singing, Paul, we admire Logan Paul.
Man, that's not the lyrics.
And later...
You clearly wrote fire right there.
And later he destroyed Angelo Dawkins with chair shots. And with that concerto to that steel grate.
Which didn't look too good, but it was all right.
Ooh, do you think this is Ryan Dawkins off for a second here?
Maybe, we'll see. Or maybe he's hurt back. Too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
That same spot.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, so that was the dangerous moment. Theory that's the most dangerous Theory has looked in a long time. Not the Sophie guy, not Vince McMahon's son, not the guy trying to be cute. He looked furious, desperate, and like he has something to prove that, you know, he's not a daddy's boy. His daddy ain't around anymore.
And that's the
Tribal
key.
Chief is his daddy.
That is the key, though, with Logan injured, Bronson Reed still out. The Vision should feel weaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yet Raw kept them dangerous.
Yeah, and you know, Bronson Reed posted pictures looking like a monster tank, you know?
Yeah. He looked massive.
Yeah, you never know.
He didn't look as thick anymore, but thick in the other ways.
Yeah.
Them biceps, man.
Pause. No, I was playing. I want to be swole like that, bro.
I want to be swole like that, bro.
One day, watch. One.
He even had that, what do you call it, the traps?
Yeah,
that thing was,
yeah.
It didn't even look like Reed. It was crazy. But it's great to see that he's in good spirits and that he's training to get back in the ring once again. But speaking of Raw, Roman Reigns had a rare off-air moment after Raw went off-air in Columbus. After the contract signing with Fatu, the crowd sang happy birthday to Roman, and he opened up a little.
That stuff always hits different because it's not the polished TV segment. That's when fans feel like they're seeing the person for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Roman thanked the crowd. He talked about how difficult it can be when WWE storylines involve his real family. He said he feels like a lottery winner and made it clear that he does not take the fans' support for granted. And that makes the Jacob Fatu story that much more layered because on TV, Roman is still that controlling tribal chief. He is still the guy trying to bend Jacob Fatu into submission.
But then off air, you see Roman talking about gratitude, family, and how hard this life is to explain.
Yeah, and that contrast is interesting. It does not make TV Roman less manipulative, but it reminds the fans it reminds you why he's still connected to those fans.
Yeah, and going into the Tribal Chief, Tribal Chief going into Tribal Combat, it's a tongueful, at Clash, that matters because Roman is just not defending a title, he's defending his power over the family, his place at the head of the table, and maybe the idea that nobody in that bloodline can move without him.
Yeah, that's the emotional center of that match. Roman wants control and Jacob wants some change. So I'm excited to see what they do with this. Will Zilla come out? We'll talk about it a little more down the road.
Let's talk about it.
Staying with Clash in Italy, though, Netflix also explained part of the strategy behind WWE running this premium live event in Turin, Italy. Gabe Spitzer, I think is his name. He's the vice president of Netflix. He said, the idea is to look to global locations that will help grow WWE while also benefiting Netflix. Italy became a key market because Netflix had a major launch push there, and WWE running a big event in Turin gives both companies the spotlight.
Yeah, so this is not just WWE saying Italy sounds cool, let's go there.
Nah, it's more of a business strategy, more or less. WWE wants to grow globally. Netflix wants to grow global sports and have entertaining content. Then you have Clash at Italy becomes the way for both of them to get that goal.
Yeah, and then WWE is not treating it like a filler show either. Roman versus Jacob, Cody versus Gunther, Rhea versus Jade, Becky versus Sol, Oba versus Brock.
That's a stacked card.
It's a WrestleMania 2.0.
But that's the point too. That's not a throwaway international card. It's saying that these global shows matter.
Well, which they do, and because those fans also deserve those moments to feel like how we felt all these years.
Yeah, be able to at least experience it and be in that environment is completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
Another international story this week involves Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser was arrested in Florida on a misdemeanor battery charge connected to an alleged incident at his Orlando apartment complex. He pled not guilty and posted bond. His legal team reportedly requested permission for him to keep traveling internationally for work. So he's still able to do that.
Yeah, so he'll be in the crowd to support El Grande Americano.
All signs point to yes on that one.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that there's some instance of him still being in the company. I didn't know he was a producer at AAA.
WWE is not expected to discipline him internally at this time, and he'll be able to be there for his friend at AAA's Noche de los Grandes.
He sure will.
The situation got even more attention though because Grande returned to Mexico, received fan support for bailing out Kaiser, and Ludwig's girlfriend,
it's a real one,
sang his praises, stating that she was Grande's #1 fan forever.
You know, they lied to you on Noche with things we call it Jack Black. So, Nacho Libre. They lied to you when they said Ramses is #1. It's El Grande Americano. But this is one of those stories where you have to be careful. There is a legal process. He pled not guilty, and here we are, not the court.
And we are not the court.
And we are not the court, sorry.
But that's the right way to frame it.
Yeah.
Because, we don't have no say in this. And then there's more stuff coming out that possibly what was said was a plant, because originally it was the guy claiming that they were aggressively kissing on the elevator. Once they got off, he told them to please have some manners. And then another story came out that apparently he told them to have some effing respect or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he'll call ice on that B. Talking about his girl.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Who knows? And then there's reports saying that these stories might be planted about the whole ice thing. I mean, sometimes you just gotta read between the lines. The only ones who really know what happened are those two or those three.
Yeah, and the camera.
And the camera.
Some shaft grenades like Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
But the case is still active, and WWE appears to be letting the legal process play out while continuing the storyline. Now for one of the cooler stories of this week. Nikki Cross and Big Damo, formerly Killian Dane, have purchased Progress Wrestling and Defy Wrestling.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. And the timing is wild because Nikki just left WWE recently, and now she is stepping right into ownership.
Well, I mean, she's got lots of great knowledge. So does Damo. They can pass that on to everybody in those companies, and they're just gonna thrive for it. Progress is huge in the UK scene, so I mean, they're giving back.
Everybody.
They both.
Oh yeah.
Progress as well.
Oh, everybody's favorite, big guy on NXT is from there.
Mason Rhodes.
And the career killer.
But yeah, like I was saying, Progress is one of the most biggest UK independent names. Defy has been a major Pacific Northwest promotion in the United States, so I'm excited to see what they do there as well. Now, Nikki and Damo are both taking over both of those companies. Nikki also becomes the first female co-owner in Progress history, and she said she wants to use her experience and perspective to elevate both promotions.
I like that because it feels authentic. They both came from that UK and Irish wrestling scene. They know what that world means.
Yeah, and if they can preserve the gritty Progress identity while opening more doors for talent, and this could be a really strong chapter.
Yeah, it also gives wrestlers another place where the people running the show actually understand the grind from the performer side.
Yeah, that matters. Now let's get into Gunther, because he's fully embracing his career killer reputation. He was talking about who else he wants to retire. He was asked by I forget what interview it was, but he was asked who he would like to retire most, and the number one on his list was Sheamus.
Disrespect. That fella needs a good beating. That makes sense, I guess, though. Their matches felt less like wrestling and more like two guys trying to see who could bruise the other first. Oh my gosh.
Gunther said Sheamus was his first really big opponent on the main roster, and Sheamus made his life hell. He said Sheamus beat him up, made him earn it, and wants to kick his ass on the way out.
That Rodriguez still has juice, bruh.
You got the juice. Yeah, it does. Gunther also mentioned Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk. But Sheamus being number one does say a lot.
They need to change his name from Gunther to Debo, because that's what he sounds like at this point.
Debo.
Gunther. If you anywhere over 45, hide. Because that one feels personal, though. That's competition. Not personal like backstage drama, personal like you pushed me to another level, and I still want one more war. Hopefully it's Sheamus gets to get his IC championship.
Oh damn.
And then they box for it again.
Brawl out.
Yeah. Lions Den.
Was that what it's called? No, it was called something else. Brawl for all.
Yeah.
That's what it was called. Brawl out.
That's basically what it looks like. And they said, all right, just go out there and just beat each other up. I don't care what you do. Throw a fan at somebody.
Now, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are making some noise in the women's tag division after beating Roxanne and Raquel On Raw, Bayley called herself and Lyra the best women's tag team in wrestling. Of course, that caught the attention of Paige, who currently holds the tag title with Brie Bella. I don't know about in wrestling.
So we can see where this is headed, definitely.
Yeah, Paige and Brie retained at Saturday night's main event. Bayley and Lyra won on Raw. Now the social media shots are flying like they usually do.
Yeah, that's an easy bridge into a title program.
Sometimes you don't need a complicated setup. Champions win, challengers win, somebody talks trash online, and now we have some direction here.
Yeah.
Now some quick hits before we move on to SmackDown. CM Punk was spotted in the gym looking noticeably bigger. I guess he was working out with Big Bronson Reed.
Okay.
The fans are already speculating that his WWE return could be getting closer. And someone commented on our video that in July, Raw will be in Chicago. So yeah, more than likely he will be back in the fray around that time. So we gotta see it. We talked about Bronson Reed looking huge after his torn bicep and continuing to recover. Rey Mysterio was announced as the new general manager of WWE, and Savio Vega has joined the commentary team. I loved hearing Savio this week.
Wepa!
Nikki Blackheart is reportedly set to make her debut on NXT TV this summer. She had a dark match last week, and they also debuted her name. I can't remember what it was. Something Martinez.
Nicole Martinez.
Is that what it was? See? He's got the juice now.
I've always had the juice. I was born with it, molded by it.
Tony Khan says that my AEW will feature wrestling from multiple promotions. So, kind of like the WWE thing where they tried to go independence and feature, but all they really got was the UK independence and a few others. But it looks like they're trying to do that now where they have a whole wrestling network. So it's going to be AEW, of course, is the main thing. Then you got all your other promotions also streaming on that service. We'll see if that does come to fruition because, people are going to want a certain chunk and you never know. Some people agree. Some people just want exposure.
WWE matches.
Wardlow is reportedly nearing an AEW return.
Isn't that the guy who was MJF's lackey for all those years?
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to stay.
Now he's an American Gladiator, right? That's what that show is.
Yes.
Kyle Fletcher avoided surgery and returned at AEW Double or Nothing. FTR is approaching their option year of their AEW contracts, which reported preliminary WWE interest, of course, because who's not going to want a team like FTR?
No, Edge and Christian.
Mick Foley is expected to have a major role in AEW moving forward, so we'll keep an eye on that. And NWA issued an apology for some insensitive comments made by Otis Odinson on social media, He had some, I guess, homophobic slurs or comments. I'm not sure. I didn't see the video. The video is already taken down, but they issued an apology for it. I would imagine they're going to strip him of his title and fire him as well. He was the tag champ. Other than that, that's all the quick hits.
Yeah, that was not quick. That was just wrestling news speedrun.
Sorry about that.
It is what it is. If you don't know, now you know. Remarks.
But now we move from the headlines to the shows as we normally do. And SmackDown this week was all about trust issues.
It's all gas, no brakes with it.
You know what I mean?
5, 2.
SmackDown opened with Rhea Ripley, and she immediately accepted Jade Cargill's challenge for Clash in Italy. Rhea said, while being off for a week, Jade and her crew used that time to try and send a message. But all they did was just make her mad.
Well, that's classic Rhea Ripley. You didn't scare me. You just annoyed me.
That is her attitude.
Yeah.
But before the Jade issue could even take over, Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa started falling apart. Charlotte questioned where Rhea was last week, and where was she when, Alexa got jumped. Ripley said she went home to see her family. Alexa tried to keep the peace, but Rhea pointed out that Bliss took most of the damage while Flair was supposed to have her back.
That whole segment felt like three people who need to work together but do not actually trust each other.
Yeah, because do Charlotte and Alexa still trust each other?
Well, they're not even friends to begin with, so what does it matter?
That's what I'm saying. But Fatal Influence came out to stir the pot, as they do, leading to Charlotte and Rhea teaming up later that night. Meanwhile, Bliss and Flair told Flair, that she was not medically cleared because she was sick. Sick of Charlotte and Rhea arguing.
That was a great way to write Alexa out of the match while still keeping her personality in.
Later, Rhea and Charlotte beat Fatal Influence, but it was messy. Blind tags, attitudes, egos, constant one-upmanship. They still won, though. Rhea hit the Riptide, and Charlotte followed with a natural selection. But then Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin attacked from behind. Fatal Influence got involved too, and Jade ended the segment by planting Rhea with the Jaded.
That was the real statement. Rhea accepted the match, but Jade left her lane.
Exactly. That was the first major sign that Rhea might be in real danger heading into Clash.
Was it though?
Now, the MFT story is continuing to build. Tama Tonga defeated Shinsuke Nakamura after Solo Sikoa got involved. After the match, Tama Tonga looked like he might stop Solo, but then continued to attack Nakamura instead. Tama blasted Nakamura himself, and we were fed with a sea of boos. They were excited.
Yeah.
I was surprised how excited everybody was to see that save.
Maybe. Well, it was a good fake out either way. For a second, you think Tama might have a conscience. Nope. He's still dangerous. Got the hidden blade. Assassin's Creed style, dog.
I saw some things. Well, I guess I'll wait till Clash to talk about it, because I was going to talk about the whole Rhea thing. I saw some possible spoilers, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll talk about it at the Clash part. Damian Priest made a save with the chair later, but that night, Solo faced Priest one-on-one. Tama told Solo earlier that people think the family is weak, so Solo needed to handle Priest himself. But when the match came, the MFTs still got involved. Tala distracted Priest, Solo hit the Samoan spike, and after the match, they jumped Priest again. Royce Keys came out to make the save, but it got even more complicated because Damian Priest didn't trust him.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's the interesting part. Solo does not just beat people up. He creates distrust. He wants everyone questioning everyone.
Yeah, he slivers in there.
He just like, I didn't do anything. Y'all did it.
But Solo is playing chess with other people's tempers. That's how he does.
Yeah.
Next up, we saw Tiffany Stratton defend the Women's United States Championship against Lash Legend. Lash looked strong, used her size, controlled stretches of the match, and had Nia in her corner, but Chelsea Green got involved, shoved Nia into the ring post, and Tiffany rolled up Lash to retain.
Chelsea helping Tiffany is funny because Chelsea always thinks she is making friends, but she usually just creates more enemies.
That she does, and that even happened to her later. Nia flattened Chelsea against a production crate and told her that the more friends she tries to make, the more enemies she made.
This woman is Superwoman. Heart surgery, TV appearances,
taking bumps,
wrestling again.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you go. Just be careful.
Just be careful. Then Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes finally ran it back. I was excited to see this one. Melo said Trick screwed him out of the United States Championship and demanded a match. Trick, with Lil Yachty at his side, eventually gave him said match. So, man, did you really think that they should have gave us this right away, though?
Maybe they can do like a...
I felt like it should have been Trick coming for the title out of the... Because Trick was kind of like the second fiddle back when they were in NXT.
Yeah, but he ain't the second fiddle no more.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Lemon pepper steppers, dog. But this is one of those matches where the history did a lot of work. Trick and Melo will always have that energy because of where they came from.
Yeah, you didn't have to really do too much to throw them into that scene. They already had beef and been known each other since the NXT 2.0 day.
Exactly, when it was a flop. Now everybody
I still enjoyed it.
And 2.0's on top. Look at that.
The match had counters, ego, speed, power, and plenty of emotion. But Ricky Saints got involved, distracted Melo. Trick hit the trick shot for the win. Afterwards, Melo attacked Ricky backstage, but Ricky smiled after getting knocked down.
That smile said, good. Now I got what I wanted.
Yeah, he's trying to thrust himself into that picture. You know it.
Yep.
He's going to end up doing that. Then he's going to be like, oh, well, I helped you last week. Probably. You know how them hills do it.
Yeah.
And then try to get a shot from Trick. Melo's going to come in. It's going to end up being a triple threat.
Yep.
But yeah, that story's not over. We'll see that triple threat. I'm sure of it. Then we got our main event. Cody Rhodes faced Sami Zayn. It started respectful. They had a handshake. Clean wrestling. Two friends just testing each other out. Then Cody hurt his knee and Sami went right after it. Started pulling that knee apart.
Yeah, that was a shift. Sami keeps telling himself he is the last real good guy. But in that match, he was targeting Cody like he had something to prove.
Which he has had something to prove for a while now. Sami's been in that middle ground and hasn't quite broken through to that top.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say that when he was with the bloodline.
TikTok.
Oh my god, that was great, Sami. Dude, Sami needs to lose it. Take out everybody. Get suspended and come back at AAA as El Generico.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what we need. He's gonna help the original El Grande Americano at Noche de los Grandes. Like, please no.
What's his name? What's his name's gonna be? El Ordinario.
Oh man. But Cody fought through all that. Gunther tried to interfere, and Rhodes still beat Sami with the crossroads. But after the match, Gunther destroyed Cody, lariat, powerbomb, sleeper, good night. Zayn came back out, saw it happening, and just left Cody behind.
I mean, he kind of deserved that. But it was cold. Even if it feels Sami feels disrespected, that was still supposed to be his friend.
Yeah, and SmackDown then ended with Gunther standing tall over Cody, holding the undisputed WWE Championship. That's exactly the kind of visual you want going into Clash in Italy.
I hope Gunther wins.
Now let's get into Saturday night's main event, where we opened up with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss against Jade Cargill and the Baddies. And the story was simple. Could Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa stay on the same page? At first, not really.
They're all trying to figure out who's bad. But by the end, they actually started clicking.
They did. Rhea and Charlotte had some stereo chops, stereo fall-away slams, even stereo DX chops. Alexa was involved. The crowd was feeling it. For a moment, it felt like the tension from SmackDown might turn into chemistry. Then, Jade just blew it up. Cargill shoved Alexa into Rhea, and Charlotte, boom, pump kick to Rhea, followed by a Jaded to pin the WWE Women's Champion.
That is huge. You do not pin Rhea Ripley right before a title match unless you want people to believe that the title can change hands.
Yeah, that's the only reason to do something like that, or if it was kind of distraction, I guess. Not necessarily, because she didn't use anybody else to distract them. She just distracted them with each other.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Rhea's not going to have that issue. Hopefully not. I mean, the baddies are going to be by Jade's side, I'm sure. So we might see Charlotte and Alexa come out, and they might inadvertently cost Rhea the championship.
That too, or if it'll influence, just wrecks everybody.
That too, because we have seen them do stuff like that. I hate for that to be the ending of Clash in Italy, though, because then you have it ending in a no contest again.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have what I was talking about go down. I think that might be how it's going to go, despite some of the rumors, which we're going to talk about when we get to the Clash in Italy portion. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But Jade walked out of Saturday night's main event looking like a serious threat. Then we got Becky Lynch, who faced Sol Ruca, and Sol looked like she was ready to shock the world. She came out fast, explosive, and had Becky frustrated quite early. Sol went for the Soul Snatcher, but Becky pulled Ref Jess into the way and got herself disqualified.
That was veteran survival mode at its finest. Becky knew she was in trouble, so she found the escape hatch. You press R2, face the ref, and then throw them.
Then she beat Sol down with the Intercontinental Championship and hit 3 manhandle slams.
3 times.
The crowd chanted, "Becky sucks." And later Nick Aldis told Becky that Adam Pearce made the match official for Clash in Italy. This time it will be for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So she was able to duck that one Intercontinental Championship defense, then duck the Soul Snatcher, and now she's got to deal with it. I got to tell you, man, I think I told you guys this. I would have much rather had Ref Jess come and make the save for Sol, and then Becky get her suspended in some way, and we'd have weeks of Ref Jess trying to get her job back, trying to come back, wants vengeance on Becky after she can't get her job back, all that kind of good stuff leading up to a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, hopefully the ref just snaps.
I mean, it looked like she was going to in that match, but it didn't happen.
We'll see. They're building up to it. Hopefully, that's where they go. So basically, she escaped Saturday, but now she has to actually defend this title.
Yeah, and that match just got a little more interesting. We also have the other Intercontinental Championship being defended by Penta against Ethan Page in a really strong match. Ethan was aggressive, crafty, and desperate. He exposed the turnbuckles and tried to steal it, but Penta survived, sent Page into the exposed steel, and won with the springboard Mexican Destroyer. Man, I was hoping that Page would win this one, but I knew they were going to keep on. I feel like they're going to keep it on Penta for some time.
Yeah.
Unless they do decide to drop it to Ray so he can go and have a match with Dom and AAA, but who knows?
Who knows? But Penta feels like he is building a strong fighting championship run. Every defense gives him a little more credibility.
And that carried into Raw, where he defended it again.
And again.
Again.
And the next day.
Then we have Paige and Brie Bella defending the women's tag team championships against Nia and Lash. The Irresistible Forces dominated the majority of the match. They isolated Paige, used their power, and looked like they might take their titles back. But Paige and Brie survived, and Paige caught Nia with an assisted sunset flip to retain.
That keeps the nostalgic team alive. But Bayley and Lyra are right there waiting.
Exactly. Paige and Brie still have the gold, but the division is continuing to move around them. And in the main event, the Vision defended the World Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. This match, I shouldn't even have to tell you this match was chaos. Montez Ford was flying. Angelo Dawkins was throwing bodies and flying himself too. That's how Logan Paul got hurt. Paul Heyman tried to get the Vision to walk out. Braun Breaker got involved. Heyman put Theory's foot on the rope. Logan Paul used brass knuckles. Dawkins wiped him out with that dive and completely wiped him out for who knows how long. And somehow Austin Theory stole the pin.
The Street Profits were up, but they got all the smoke. They got robbed. There is no other way to say it.
They did get robbed. Then Braun Breaker speared everything in sight, like he normally does. The Vision stood tall, but the real fallout came out on Raw when we found out that Logan Paul tore his tricep in that match.
Can we injure Logan Paul? That's what the Street Profits were singing before they went into that match.
Oh, geez.
So the Vision wins, but the wins cost them Logan Paul. Now he's on the shelf, like the elf on the shelf during Christmas. You need a Logan Paul figurine, bro, so we can put him on the shelf.
I've been wanting to get a shirt just to piss my kids off.
You should.
But they kept the titles, but the group kind of just changed overnight. And that leads us into Monday Night Raw. Raw opened with Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, and Oba Femi. And this segment did exactly what it needed to do. Brock admitted that Oba humbled him at WrestleMania, said Oba beat him so badly that he thought he was done. But now, Brock Lesnar said he woke up that beast.
I like that Brock actually acknowledged the loss. He did not pretend it did not happen. He said, quote, "You beat my ass. But now you have to deal with that, which was what you created," unquote.
Exactly. Oba came out and turned the intensity up. He told Heyman that 4 F5s felt personal. He signed the contract and said the last time he fought Brock was to beat him. This time, he's fighting Brock to kill him.
That line was wild. That is not a normal challenger talking. That is a final boss talking. Well, let's be real. Oba's the hero. This is Elden Ring, and Brock Lesnar is the final boss in Elden Ring, bruh. You thought you were done, but this is just phase 2.
Oba versus Brock does not need a title at all. That segment made it feel like just pure violence. Penta then defended the Intercontinental Championship against Javon Evans in a great athletic opener. Javon pushed him hard, hit some ridiculous offense, and came close multiple times, but Penta countered the OG cutter and finished him with the Mexican Destroyer. Afterward, we saw a frustrated Javon walking away instead of letting Penta raise his hand.
I like that. It made Javon feel competitive, not disrespectful just to be disrespectful. He was mad because he knew he was so close, like he was at WrestleMania.
Well, and then he's a younger talent, so when you're younger, you get frustrated faster and easier. So this brings more depth to his character. On top of that, and man, that freaking bump under the table.
Oh yeah.
Scared the hell out of me. I really thought that match was gonna end.
I'm glad it didn't though. It was a banger.
Be careful, damn it. But backstage,
we outside.
Backstage, Javon did apologize, and Penta accepted it. Then Ray came in, fresh off being named the AAA general manager, and Penta said that there was no one in the world he'd rather face than Rey Mysterio. That led to Ray facing Rusev, who he beat later on in the night to become #1 contender, because Rusev came out like, no, how did he earn it? He hasn't been doing anything. And they had a match. Unfortunately, Rusev is still falling to everybody.
Yeah. Penta versus Ray is a beautiful match on paper. A champion trying to build a legacy against one of the greatest luchadors to ever do it, but he's not in the ring with El Grande Americano, so that statement.
It's not the best.
I'm not digressing for that one. Segue, Chris.
Oh, you like that, how I did the story, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Ludwig fell him out.
Great. He did. It's the truth. No lies were told during when that stuff was said.
Then the Vision story took over Raw. Logan Paul is injured. Austin Theory is emotional. Paul Heyman reveals that the contract had a loophole. Then Theory attacks Joe Hendry and later Angelo Dawkins. That finally forces Montez Ford to work with Seth Rollins.
And Ford did not want to do that. He made it clear he does not trust Seth freaking Rollins.
Nor should he. I mean, Rollins took them out.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Seth tried to say they don't have to be friends. They just have to work together to stop the Vision. Ford challenged Seth. They had a strong match, and Seth won with the curb stomp. But after the match, Theory destroyed Dawkins. Just absolutely annihilated, dude.
Yeah, it definitely changed Ford's whole attitude. Suddenly, it was not about whether he liked Seth. It was about his brother being taken out. My brother's down.
Ford agreed to that they had bigger fish to fry. Now it looks like Seth Rollins and the Street Profits may have to join forces.
Heavy metal.
The Vision. Bayley and Lyra defeated Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez despite Judgment Day chaos. Liv Morgan got ejected. Dom tried to get involved himself, and Bayley still rolled up Roxanne for the win.
Yeah, that win matters because Bayley and Lyra are now talking like they are the best women's tag team in wrestling.
Did you see the way she threw that title at Dom?
Yeah.
You better watch out, Dom.
Stand back. There's a title
coming through. There's a Bayley coming through.
The role model.
And with Paige and Bree still holding the titles, that feels like their next direction. Then LA Knight returned. Well, he returned last week, kind of, in some capacity. He was just in the back. I forgot to mention it, where he was already getting after the Usos for, being in Roman's side and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they had a really strong confrontation with Jimmy Uso. Knight said he is entering King of the Ring, and if he wins, he gets a shot at Roman Reigns. But he questioned Jimmy and Jay falling back into Roman's orbit.
Yeah, that was the best part of the segment. Knight basically said, quote, "Are you sure this is different, or are you becoming Roman's errand boys again?" End quote.
Jimmy said that it's family business. Knight said if family business becomes his business, he'll put them out of business.
Well, that plants...
Yeah!
Dummies! Yeah.
Oh, man.
That plants a lot. King of the Ring, Roman's title picture, and whether the Usos are really free from the old bloodline habits.
They don't seem like it. Raw ended with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu signing the contract for Tribal Combat. Jacob signed first, threw the table and chairs out of the ring, beat up security until Roman decided to come out, sign, and told everybody to leave.
He said, "He can't touch me." But Jacob said, "Hell, somebody getting beat up tonight."
Then they laid out the stakes. If Jacob wins, he becomes head of the table and Roman follows. If Roman wins, Jacob serves him, learns from him, and acknowledges tribal chief.
That line with Sinister Roman is not just trying to beat Jacob, he's trying to tame Jacob.
How can you tame someone who's all gas? No brakes with it.
Yeah, I mean.
Jacob said Roman took the family to the promised land, but only so far. Now it's time for change. Reigns said if Fatu cannot dog walk him, Roman is going to domesticate him.
So you gonna put a leash on you, boy?
They shook hands and did the blood oath. Tribal combat is now official.
That is a real main event story. It is not just who wins a belt, it is who controls the family. This is not over yet.
Exactly. And speaking of some Raw chaos, we got to get into some NXT chaos as we talk about the future, or what is going to be the future.
Future. Sorry, I had to.
Good. NXT opened up with Kalani Jordan defeating Ren Sinclair by submission. Kalani attacked before the bell, targeted the knee, and eventually tapped Ren out with a modified Muda lock.
Nice.
Afterwards, Ren needed to get checked out, and the doctor ordered an MRI, out of precaution.
Kalani is getting nastier. She is not just trying to win matches now. She's trying to hurt people. Her business.
That edge might be exactly what she needs, though. I'm enjoying how she's starting to build that heel persona. The biggest NXT story, though, was DarkState. They came out, explained why they turned on Saquon Sugars. They called him the weak link, said he was reckless, said he kept making things harder for the group. They talked about how they're all D1 athletes, but no, Saquon came from the Indies. He ain't about that.
Oh. Well, that promo made them feel more organized. They were not just a random attackers or the Shield 2.0. They had a reason, even if it was cold. But, you know, they trip in big shoes, like Saquon says.
Like Saquon said. That's such a great saying, though.
He's from Baltimore. They don't say Tuesday very good either.
Well, I mean, tripping big shoes. That's what you're wearing big shoes.
I got some big shoes on. Yeah, you tripping big shoes.
But later they attacked Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights backstage, and the show ended with DarkState leaving the PC while Saquon Sugars stood atop.
I thought he was gonna be like this.
I thought he was gonna do something.
Yeah,
but
he's just lurking.
That's what they did to close the night.
That was the closing visual. It was great. DarkState thinks they cut out the weak link, but Saquon looked like a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah, that story is far from over. Now let's just run down what else happened this week. We're not doing this in chronological order like that. Just things that make sense together, we put together. Anyway, talking too much here. Jade Cargill defeated Layla Diggs, even with Natty in Layla's corner. Layla showed fight, but Jada hit that hypnotic and deja vu for the win and stared down Natty afterward.
Yeah, that feels like this is heading toward Jada versus Natty, and she don't want that, which could be good for Jada, but
it could also be bad.
Yeah, it could be bad. Who knows? She can feel jaded about this, decision. But you put her there with a veteran and let her show her that attitude.
Oh, and that veteran's going to make her 10 times better.
Make her tap.
Now, Tony D'Angelo had an interesting segment with Nakaro and Cam Hendricks.
Boo.
Tony called out Nakaro thinking he wanted the NXT Championship, but Nakaro said that he was there to keep Tony and the title safe because it is their destiny to go to war.
Yeah, this is weird in the best NXT way possible.
Then Cam Hendricks came out and said next week, lights, cam, action for the NXT Championship. Tony fired back saying Cam sees the title as a status symbol while Tony sacrificed everything for it.
I'm really trying to like this Cam guy, but he's not helping himself. That's corny.
I mean, he has to be hated, right? So
he's doing his job.
He's kind of in the right direction.
That was a good champion promo. Tony made it clear that the title is not a accessory to him. It is his life.
And then Cam tried to attack Nakaro, stopped him and bowed to Tony. So next week, that means some out of here. So next week, Tony has Cam Hendricks, but Nakaro is the mystery hanging over that whole thing. Then we hit some speed tournament chaos as Sean Legacy and Dorian Van Du went to the time limit draw, eliminating both men. I think this is the first time we've seen both of them eliminated.
Yeah.
Then Robin Moreno upset Nathan Frazier with an inside cradle. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why is Frazier here?
Yeah.
But whatever. I guess him and Axiom are not Fraxium anymore. What's going on?
No,
I haven't seen them in a minute.
He was there.
What? Oh yeah, Axiom was there, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with them. That division is unpredictable though. Everybody's everywhere. Everybody's AAA, NXT.
Oh, I know. You can pop up everywhere.
Yeah, the time limit makes everyone rush, and rushing leads to mistakes.
Exactly. And Lexus King, calling himself the fastest man alive, might come back and bite him.
Yeah.
Shiloh Hill then beat Charlie Dempsey with a bridging Northern Lights suplex, and then Tristan Angels challenged him to a Mr. NXT pageant in 2 weeks.
Only NXT can give you technical wrestling and then immediately say, nah, we're doing pageants.
That's what we're doing now. In the main event, we saw Lola Vice defend the NXT Women's Championship against Izzy Dame. Izzy came close. The calling and OTM brawled around the match. Spears got involved early. Dame even tried to use the title. But Lola survived and hit the 305 to retain.
Lola's still champion, but the women's division is crowded. Izzy, Kalani, Zarya, Tatum, Lizzie Rain. Everybody wants something.
Everybody's trying to put their hat in there. That is the story of NXT right now, though. Every title has challengers. Every faction has tension. Every new face wants to cut the line. And DarkState just reloaded.
Bah! Warning shot.
How did I know you were going to do that?
You said it.
Oh, man.
You thought it, but I said it.
Now let's get into Clash in Italy. It's because before we get out of here, we need to run down that official card of the 5 marquee matches, big titles, big grudges, big international stage. So let's start with the big family war as we get into it.
Because as you know, WWE son de qui.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that in forever. Oh man.
Texas son de qui.
Roman Reigns defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Jacob Fatu in tribal combat. Who comes out on top? Are you going, Jacob?
I mean, my heart says Jacob, but reality says Roman.
That's where I'm stuck. Your best bet is to put it on Jacob right now. Don't have him lose to Roman again.
Yeah.
Like I get that there's other things playing into factor, the Usos coming up, distractions here and there. But like, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not this time.
And I know there's a lot of speculation about the main one coming.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well, apparently he did put his belt. He beat somebody and threw his belt on the floor, so I don't know what that means. Don't know what that
We've been
means.
talking about the main one making his debut for
Yeah,
a while now.
we'll see what
We're
happens.
talking about Bloodline debut for him, but now it looks like Fatu debut for him.
Yeah, Samoa SWAT team.
Fatu's got to stick together.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're a bunch of Anawahis, and then you got the Jimmy and Jay not being Fatus and not really being Fatus. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, is that how it's gonna be?
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna turn on Roman.
Yeah, Rock too. He's all, I'm Anawahi, but forget you too, dog. Nah, but like I said, I don't know. Like I said, my heart says Jacob, but reality says Roman. But let's
My
hope.
heart wants Zilla to show up and help the Samoan Werewolf win this title,
Yeah,
and we see them dominate for a while.
yeah. Just give Zilla both tag team championships, just so he can just hold them.
Both tag team champions.
I'm the tag team champions.
No, I'm the tag team champions. Oh man, classic. Next up, Cody Rhodes defends the Undisputed Championship against Gunther.
So I'm gonna say Gunther, but also Cody also might lose this because I know Street Fighter is coming out soon.
I say Gunther.
And
I think Gunther is gonna be the only. I say this is the only way to get to Gunther and Brock. Is if Gunther has the World Heavyweight title.
True.
If they do still end up going that route. But Gunther in the sense of not the fact that, Street Fighter's coming out or nothing like that, but just this is that time where you can make it seem like, oh, Cody's getting burnt out.
Yeah,
You
true.
can play it off that way because he's been here, there, press conferences, movies, all kinds of stuff. So that fatigue sets in. And I feel like they should play into that.
Oh, he's fantasy booking. I see the wheels turning in the head, bro.
So I think that's how they should go ahead and play it out. So Gunther hits the sleeper when Cody kind of like gets drowsy or dazed or whatever. Kind of like the same thing CM Punk did, where you just like was about to get in and you just collapsed.
Yeah.
Under all the pressure, under all the all the bright lights, everything they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, but CM Punk's old.
But
Gunther.
I feel like Gunther would be your best bet to do this. He's been taking out Cody for a while now, and then we have the whole Sami thing also coming into play. You never know if Sami's going to come out and cause some kind of ruckus.
Who
Or do
knows?
something. Speaking of which, I can't remember. I was not even going to bring it up because I can't even remember who was supposed to be in it. That was supposed to be during the pandemic. That was supposed to be a NWO coming back. It was supposed to be like Sheamus and some other. We'll talk about it off air because I can't remember exactly who's on there, and we're running long, so I'm trying to finish this thing. So we're going with Gunther on that one. Then we have Rhea Ripley defending the WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. And Jade has that momentum because of Saturday night's main event.
And that's huge. You do not pin Rhea Ripley by accident.
Yeah, Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa were finally starting to click. And they had their handshakes, their stereo offense, but Jade just came in and ruined everything. So I would feel like Jade is going to try and take out the frenemies or not friends.
Yeah.
I feel like the baddies are going to take them out later. Not later, but like before the match.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives them the opportunity to take out Rhea.
True.
As a group. So I'm going to go with Jade on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jade too.
I don't know why there's so much there, but then we get into the Intercontinental Championship as Becky Lynch defends the championship against Sol Ruca.
So
Do you think so?
I think something happens with Becky and Ref Jess for sure. If she's a
you
ref.
think she's gonna ref that one too?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it, but but I think Becky's gonna somehow, some way, come away with the title.
We'll see.
And finally, Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. No title needed, just straight up violence.
This match feels like somebody opened up WWE 2K and turned the damage slider all the way up.
Brock said Oba humbled him at WrestleMania, and he admitted that Oba beat his ass badly, so badly that he thought he was done. But
you wanted
Brock
a beast?
says that beast is now woken in him.
You want a beast?
And he's coming back to conquer.
Beast here now.
So, will he conquer Oba Femi? Or will the beats fall once again? Fall from grace.
I don't know. I don't know, man. My heart says Brock and Oba. I really can't. I can't disagree, but I would like Brock to win this one.
I think Brock is gonna win this one. I think Heyman comes into factor. They're gonna start doing the vision stuff with Brock again because of the fact that Logan Paul is gone. So they're gonna sit there and somehow help Brock. Maybe this also leads into the whole Braun and Brock thing that we never got.
Yeah, true.
Who knows? But I say Brock wins this one. I don't see them having Oba beating him again. Like, I don't see them having him come back just to get beat by Oba again.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I'm all for it. Like, cool. If Oba humbles him again, and that's his swan song right there, I'm cool with that too. So.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So that was your Clash in Italy card. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu in Tribal Combat. Cody versus Gunther. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Becky versus Sol. And Oba versus Brock.
This is a loaded 5-match card, and every match has a real story behind it.
And that's what makes this thing work. It's not just who wins. It's about what happens next if they win.
Yeah, does Roman keep control? Does Jacob change the family? Does Cody survive Gunther? Does Jade take Rhea's spot? Does Sol shock Becky? Does she snatch her soul? Does Oba end Brock again?
Who knows? We gotta watch. We gotta find out. And you take this time to let us know in the comments what your predictions are. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you want to win? Who do you think is gonna show up? Will Zilla show up?
Who knows?
Will they come back? No, probably not.
Who knows?
But that was your Clash in Italy card. And we will find out who walks out with the gold, who walks out with momentum, and who walks out with consequences at the end of Sunday afternoon for us.
Sunday afternoon.
I was going to say Sunday night.
11 in the morning.
And that was your road to Clash in Italy. We had a loaded newswire. SmackDown was all about trust breaking down. Saturday night's main event shifted momentum. Raw made things personal. And NXT is turning into a full-blown pressure cooker.
Italy is about to be wild. Roman and Jacob in Tribal Combat. Cody and Gunther for the Undisputed title. Rhea and Jade running it back. Becky and Sol for the IC title. Oba and Brock throwing bombs.
And next time we'll be here to break it all down, as we all do. For Pat, I'm Chris.
And this was a Wrestle WreMarks.